Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's really dark today. It's just one of those dark and gloomy days. Not the best for recording, but I do not want to mess with my camera because y'all know the deal. There has been some lighting issues with my camera these days, and if I touch anything, I'm scared that it's gonna completely mess up. But I have my tofu egg salad on toast. It's the organic sourdough miche or miche sourdough. If it looks like I've been crying, it's actually because I just sneezed a bunch of times and then I had to go blow my nose, and it's just a whole thing happening. Having my toast as usual, the recipe is always in the description box. And my eyes are actually burning. I don't know if I'm having an allergic reaction right now. It's likely because of Logan. The majority of the time I sneeze is because of Logan. So that might be what's going on right now, but my eyes are burning and my nose is burning. So that's gotta be the reason. Oh, you might have noticed that I did not take out any vitamins in my intro. That is because I ran out of my vitamins and my refill did not come in the mail yet, so don't have any vitamins today, unfortunately. If you want a breakdown of the vitamins that I usually take as a vegan, I mentioned it in last week's video, right at the beginning of the video, so you can check that out if you want. But I also got new glasses. I had to show off these glasses in the video today because, I mean, come on. They're gorgeous. They are actual glass. So if you were wondering about those other cups that everybody was pretty much obsessed with on my Instagram and over here, those cups were from or are from West Elm. And when I purchased those cups, I thought they were glass. I thought they were made out of glass because the listing said glasses, like they called them glasses. So I assumed that they were made out of glass. That's kind of my fault for not checking the material before I actually hit purchase, because they are not made of glass. They are plastic, and that is not what I wanted. So I had those cups for a while and I didn't want to be wasteful and just get rid of them. So I've been using them for a while, but I finally found the glass that I was actually looking for, which is this. And it's got this design. I'm pretty sure it's like called a ribbed design, and it's just got that really nice texture. It just looks really pretty. And it's made out of glass. Now, these glasses are from Crate and Barrel, and this is like the highball size, and then there's like a size that's about half this. So I got 4 of each, and they were actually not that bad because given the fact that these are made out of glass and it's pretty thick, like this is super durable, the price was pretty good. And I wanted to sell the cups, the West Elm cups, that no longer serve a purpose for me because I have all of these glasses now. But Ian has requested that we keep them because he is a bit of a klutz. He will drop cups like on the regular, and he's very scared of dropping these because they're just so beautiful. He doesn't want to like accidentally make a mistake. So we're keeping the West Elm cups for him, and I get to use my fancy glass cups. Long story short, I got new cups. I also have a bit of a new thing added into my routine. I'll show you that right after breakfast, but I'm gonna enjoy this toast for the time being, and I will check back in with you when I show you that new thing I've been adding to my routine. Okay, time to show you a bit of a new thing that I've been adding to my routine. I will say first, this is not replacing my coffee, but just because it's another beverage I'm adding to my routine, I haven't been craving another beverage, which would be coffee. So maybe eventually I'll have this drink plus my coffee, and then I'll be one of those people that has like a million drinks every single morning. But right now I'm just enjoying this, and it's working just fine instead of coffee for the time being. So basically I got this greens drink. I have a lot of issues with digestion, so I figured I would give this a try, some sort of like green drink that focuses on detoxing and digestion, and see if it helps me or anything like that. So pick this one up. It's from Amazing Grass. It was more on the affordable side when it comes to greens. I know this container is very small, but it has 30 servings, and I got it for $30. So it's basically $1 per serving, which is actually not bad for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to make, instead of just mixing this with water, which is like the recommended thing for you to do, and I'm also not going to do it in a smoothie because I'm not somebody who likes to pull out a blender every single morning, which is another thing that it recommends that you do. because I tested this and I tasted this over the weekend just with water. I found that this had a bit of a grassy taste, surprise, surprise, and it's almost reminiscent of matcha. I know it doesn't taste like matcha, nothing close to it, but just the experience reminded me of matcha. So I'm gonna make a little bit of like an iced green drink, iced matcha style green drink. So basically what I'm going to do is put 4 ounces of water, this is like filtered water, into a cup. And then I'm going to take a scoop, which is the serving size for this, comes with a scoop, of this green stuff. It's very grassy smelling, and I'm just gonna throw it right in there. And then I'm going to take a milk frother. I'm just going to froth this up so that it's incorporated. And I'm not sure how long I'm supposed to do this. I'm not sure if it like dissolves immediately, because I do see some stuff floating after I mix it. So I don't know if that's just the nature of it and I'm kind of wasting my time by mixing this for like a minute or so, but I'm gonna do that. It also helps that this tool, this milk frothing thing, froths up the water, which gives it a teeny bit of a head when you're adding in the rest of the ingredients to make it really feel like it's a latte almost. Getting it nice and incorporated. So once I do that, as you can see, it has that little bit of a frothiness going on. I do 4 ounces, so I did 4 ounces of water mixed with the powder. I'm gonna do another 4 ounces of plant-based milk. I am using malk, and I'm using almond this time. I've been using oat for a while, but I'm trying out almond again. And I just do 4 ounces of that. And then I just add it right on top. So you see what I mean when it's kind of got like a matcha style to it, where you kind of froth up the matcha with some water and then you add in a milk to make it a latte kind of thing. I just get a straw, mix it up a little bit, and the very last thing that I do, I add a little bit of vanilla to it. So I've had this Torani vanilla syrup, it's the 0 sugar vanilla syrup, by my coffee bar for the longest time, and I haven't used it in a bit because I just haven't been craving it in my coffees. However, it gives that perfect like matcha latte taste to this, whereas without it, it just tastes like grassy milk. So I'm just gonna add a touch of it to this, give it a stir, and there you go. That is my green drink. I've just been calling it green drink because that's pretty much what it is. And I'm gonna give it a taste. Yeah, it's pretty dang good, especially in comparison to just having the greens alone with water. That was almost hard to drink because it just wasn't a pleasant taste, so I did not want to drink it. So it would go down pretty hard for me. But once I add like equal parts water and milk to this, it really takes the edge off of that grassy flavor, and then the vanilla makes it taste like a latte. So I think this is fantastic, and I just made it in real time right in front of you. So it's really, really fast to do in comparison to like a smoothie. I'm just not somebody who wants to pull out a blender and a bunch of ingredients and make a smoothie every single morning. It's just not realistic for me if I want to drink this every single day. So this method is a lot more realistic for me, and it tastes delicious. It tastes really, really good. If you're having a hard time getting down like your drinks, like your green drinks, give this a try. I'm not sure if this technique is gonna work with every single kind of green blend, but if you have this, or you know, if you do have the ability to make something like this, give it a try and let me know. I don't think I've ever seen anyone make it like this, so I might be onto something here. And if I am onto something, I might write it down and leave it on my blog so that people can grab it. I'll talk to you later. It is truly such a dark and gloomy day. I mean, it's just been the same since I've woke up this morning. But hello again. I am having lunch and I'm not gonna bore you with too many details because I think I've shown this before. I have more takeout, surprise, surprise. And this takeout is actually from a place that I have talked about quite often on the channel. It's called Simply Green Cafe. We go to this place so often, one, because Ian is absolutely obsessed with their buffalo chicken sandwich. He loves it so much, so he's constantly asking to go there on the weekend, and I am equally as obsessed with this meal right here. Right over here we have a chicken Caesar wrap, vegan of course, and then a side of fries. It's double the amount when I order this, so obviously I can't finish all of it, so I always end up with leftovers, and I'm always happy about it because this dish is so good. Look at that. It's been in my fridge for a number of days, but wow, it looks so good. I think my favorite part about this vegan chicken Caesar wrap is just the amount of lettuce that they pack in there. It's pretty much a salad. It's a salad stuffed inside of a wrap, and I love it so much. And their Caesar dressing, I don't know which one they use. I don't know if it's homemade. They did say that it's like cashew based, which is shocking because I'm sensitive to cashews, but I love it so much. It tastes so good. So I did my usual oven hack where I put everything on a sheet pan, put it in the oven, and everything gets nice and crispy and reheated. And then on the side, I just have my usual vegan mayo and ketchup mixed together with some black pepper. And that's it. Not gonna bore you too much right now with this clip because I've showed this in the past. Can you believe that I've had to do this video at pretty much the same window for the most part? Because there's no light. This is the brightest window right now, and it's still super dark. I feel like if I wait any longer to talk about dinner, it's gonna be pitch black in here. So I am coming on to first share with you a snack and then tell you about dinner. So first of all, here's the snack. Here's my latest snack recommendation for you. I was influenced by someone on Instagram that goes by What the Health. Her name is Sasha and she's awesome. I saw her eating this on her Instagram stories by the spoon. Now it wasn't the same flavor, but she was eating this by the spoon. So I needed to get to a grocery store and find this. It is from the brand Oat House or Oat Haus. Every time I see it spelled H-A-U-S, I think it's just house. So I don't know if it is, but that's the brand, and it's granola butter, which is super interesting. The ingredients are oats, olive oil, maple syrup, flax, coconut oil, cacao powder, rosemary extract, and salt. And it says it's the world's first oat-based spread. So I thought that was super cute and cool that they made granola butter, and it was between the regular flavor and the chocolate at the store, so I went with chocolate, and I ate it by a spoonful last night, just in the same fashion as Sasha, and it's incredible. I honestly can't wait to have another spoon of this. I'm not hungry right now, but I will most likely have this as like a snack after dinner, just literally taking a spoon, scooping it into here and enjoying it. Let me show you what it looks like inside. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's not runny, but it's also not thick. It's not hard. So it has like a really nice consistency, a nice spreadable consistency that, oh my gosh, I don't even know what else I would eat this with. Maybe with strawberries, but having it by the spoon, honestly, was incredible. Anyway, that is my snack recommendation for you this week, and now I'm going to tell you about dinner. As usual, I'll be putting on some B-roll so you can actually see what's going on, but I am going to be making a lemon arugula pasta, and specifically a rigatoni pasta. So whenever I do a pasta dish, I always go the banza route, which is a chickpea based pasta. I just like having the added nutrition benefits from using banza pasta, and banza pasta is so good. It tastes very similar to just, you know, traditional pasta. So that is the pasta brand and shape I'm going with. It's rigatoni, and I'm going to be making a homemade ricotta recipe, vegan ricotta of course. It's tofu based, so if you want the recipe, it is on my blog. I'll link it in the description box. It's such an easy recipe. It's just like a handful of ingredients that I think that you'll most commonly find in your kitchen. It's very, very common ingredients. And I just throw everything into a blender, blend it all up, and there you go. I think it's better. I personally think it is better than any store-bought ricotta that you can find right now that's vegan. So definitely give it a try if you're looking for a ricotta recipe. But yeah, I'm gonna make that homemade ricotta recipe. I have lemon, of course, and then I have like a half of bag of arugula that is just sitting in the fridge waiting to be used. So I'm going to cook the rigatoni. I'm going to reserve some of the pasta water from cooking the rigatoni, and then the sauce is just going to be that homemade ricotta, a little bit of pasta water, and then sort of just tossing everything together so that the pasta gets coated, the arugula gets a very, very subtle wilt, and then I will just shave some like lemon zest over the top and maybe finish it off with a wedge of lemon or 2 wedges of lemon over the top. And that's pretty much it. I think it's gonna be super simple, very light and fresh, especially with that lemon on top. And I'm very excited. I'm excited to make a recipe that doesn't have like a roux-based sauce or a tomato-based sauce, but just using pasta water and some, you know, vegan ricotta and emulsifying it and turning that into a sauce. But yeah, that is all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed any of the new things, old things that I've mentioned in today's video. Let me know in the comments. I've been enjoying all of the comments that you've been sending. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in next week's video.